Hello, beautiful. I'm back. um, I'm only going to come up here actually speak when I'm feeling led to do so um, because I feel like there's no need to force anything or come up here just to come up here and not really have the push to not really have a real message from my heart. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be one of those channels. So today I am here because I do have something I want to say, and it's been adding up for the last 4 or 5 days. So please bear with me, and I'm gonna be speaking about a lot about my experience because I like to speak with examples and not just offer advice, if that's the proper word to use. I am, first, let me say, I love y'all. I do. I love everybody. I really, really do. That is a real thing for me. And I know what love means. I don't just throw the word around. I truly love everyone. You can be a murderer, and I'll still love you. Will I have boundaries for you? Yes. But I love you. Okay. We don't want to rant about love. But I just wanted to express that I do love you guys. I really do. And I'm so inspired right now by our community of curious ones, of the ones that are standing up in their truths and their true authentic version of themselves and speaking out about it, sharing the vulnerable bits and pieces of us, of ourselves. I'm so inspired by it and I love it, and it makes me so happy, and it makes me feel welcomed. And I don't speak to everybody that I'm getting this vibe from, but the energetics of it all, I feel it. I truly feel it and I love it. And it's keeping me going. It's keeping me confirmed that I am where I'm supposed to be on this journey. And I hope that y'all are having the same experience, um, as far as feeling compelled to be the truest version of you and to learn more about what that is, figuring that out. So, um, just a teeny bit of backstory before I go deeper into what I want to talk about. I grew up in the church. I grew up Christian, Pentecostal, Baptist, some Muslim, um, some Islam there. And for me, it's very religious in the sense that for me, religion is not bad. It's like a foundation, I would say. Now, in this part of my journey, I look back and I say religion is a foundation because God to me is very real. He is the creator for everything and that is living, that has life. God created it. That means the water, the plants, everything. And I grew up knowing, understanding that, and believing that in my heart. Not just because I was taught that, but that's what I truly believe. But religion for me was a base in that structure because now I've come to a place where I understand that God is everything, including me, because God is in me. And He created more than just earth. And our understanding of God is based on our own individual perceptions and our own individual relationships with Him. So I have also subscribed to understanding that outside of the religious foundation that I have, that there's other aspects of life that contribute to my existence. And one of them is astrology. And astrology for me was not as much of a teaching as it was a remembering and a confirmation of what was in my soul. So I will reference astrology in some of my videos going forward, and I just wanted to let y'all know that's where that comes from. So right now we have Jupiter in Gemini, Saturn in Pisces, and Pluto in Aquarius. I'm not going to go into the breakdown of those things because we will be here all day. Now, what I do suggest always is for you to use your own discernment. And if you are a curious one, dig a little deeper in understanding based from your for your understanding. But for me, with these being the transits that we're in right now, this is information overload, information highway. I mentioned this in episode 10 of the podcast. There's so much information going on right now, and it's going to be even more for the next year as Jupiter remains in Gemini. And with Jupiter being in Gemini, it means that a lot of the information could be coming from people that we are close to, that surround us, or what we do in our everyday lives, we're gaining information from, which includes social media. But Pluto in Aquarius also means that the way we go about using information or our understanding as groups and community are changing, are going through a huge transformation for the next couple of decades as well. And then Saturn in Pisces for me means that we need to be more discerning about what we say our beliefs are and how we approach them and how we play them out in our lives, what our understanding of these things are. So, with these three things going on right now, I feel like this is a critical time to be grounded and trusting in our own knowing. And I felt compelled to come up here and do this video because I remember at the beginning of my journey, which I mentioned in my intro video, if you've heard that, and probably other videos that I've done already, that when I first started, I was so lost. I mean, I was lost to the point where I would close my eyes and I couldn't see the image of myself. My soul was so, I was detached. I had no clue who I truly was because I had been showing up as everybody else. And astrology has helped me to put definition to that and where that came from, especially with my Pluto and Chiron natal placements. And I'm mentioning those two specifically in case anybody listening feels the same way about themselves. You will get understanding from looking at those placements in your natal chart. You don't want to just look at where those are in sign and house, but they play out with other parts of your natal chart as well. Um, I'm gonna put up a video about Chiron and a video about Pluto and what those two energies mean. But anyway, I had no clue who Ta was truly, and so that was my biggest thing to find myself And I want to mention a few things that helped me learn more about who I was and how to gain trust in myself. And maybe these things may help you. That's what I want to do today. So, number one, I pray and meditate religiously. I pray, meditate, and move my body religiously. I mean, not religiously, every day. It's my ritual every single day, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening. I do that because it allows me to move energy in my body. Prayer, meditation, and moving my body. I sometimes hum or sing, listen to music. All of these things are how I connect with my physical being, because connecting with my physical being allows me to purge and make space for reception of information into my body, and the to release information from my body. And I begin to understand this more by coming upon the chakra system. I know for those of you that don't know about the chakra system, you might feel like I did in the past. And I was like, so now we supposed to look at colors that go up and down the body, really? That's supposed to give us some type of insight? Are you kidding me? Totally, I was totally ignorant. So ignorant in saying that. But the chakras are just highlighting. I'm not going to say just highlighting to minimize it, because I respect the teachings of the chakra system, and I don't know, I'm not an expert at it, but what I have learned is that these placements in our body resonate with real energy centers, tissues, nerves, organs, and arteries in our body that affect our health mentally, physically, and emotionally and spiritually. All of it is like our body plays such a huge part in our overall well being and our clarity and our ability to be healthy in our own lives, and our ability to actually take in information and release information that would definitely dictate how we're living. Again, look into it, get the information, and see. I am going to put um, some information, a video or two that speak to that also. Another thing that about, and speaking about the body, our body is truly the temple, and if we don't honor our bodies by what we eat, drink, speak, hear, all of these things are going into our bodies and playing out in our body. The food we eat, it will nourish or destroy the body. And what was so profound for me that I found out in my studying is how deep eating dead meat really energetically affects us. We're eating something that was slaughtered, that has a soul. That, to it tore me up inside when I broke it down, when it was broken down to me to understand it that way. And what's also crazy about that is that religiously I was never taught that. I was not taught that. Islam says it, but I have been so my foundation was Pentecostal Christian Baptist, and we weren't taught not to eat meat. We weren't taught that. But now that I go back and I do look at some of the verses in the Bible, and I've looked more into studying Christ consciousness. We're not supposed to be eating anything that's been killed because it has a soul, and we're taking in that energy into our body. And so, how does that play out when you're trying to expand your consciousness? How does um, having sex with multiple strangers who are carrying soul vibrations that are dark and unhealed, how does that play out? How does music that says fuck this and kill that play out? How does um, um, conversations talking bad about somebody you say you love, how does that energetically play out within you, right? So these things, clearing out these things, becoming more righteous for ourselves in these things help us to be a clearer vessel, a clearer temple to receive and give energy of true authenticity. It allows the truth to flow more. And I just thought that was so amazing on my journey, like figuring that part out, and how all of these things, as I work on them, they are aligning me to, as time go on, information flows much more freely within me. I'm much more present, which makes the wisdom of my life show up much more clearer. Even the things, the negative things about me that I am still finding out about myself to today are easier for me to accept because I know that it's true and it doesn't have to stay true. I don't have to exist in that. The way I speak to myself about myself has changed so much because I'm allowing myself to surrender and have faith and trust that life is showing up for me because my truest desire in my heart is for that to be the case. And I'm saying this to myself, which subconsciously plays out for me every day more and more. And then my external reality is giving that back to me. And I know you've heard me say this on other videos. If you listen to any of my other recordings, you've heard me say this. And I'm sorry about the repeat, but I'm not, because it's all just another display of, as we clear out, as we grow, as we progress, the synchronicities in everything start to be more obvious. Naturally, the synchronicities will show. The symbolisms and everything will start to connect. And this will make you more confident to believe what you know and trust what you understand versus what you're being bombarded with externally, if you are allowing that. Because really, everywhere we turn, there's some information coming at us. If not from online, if not from TV, if not from music, it's from people that we know. as they realize and learn things, just like I'm doing right now. I'm sharing information. But are you going to love yourself like only you can, as I love to say, and using your discernment to decipher if that information works for you in your journey? Is it your truth? Is it applicable to you? I'm gonna go now. It's been 20 minutes. I did not intend to be here that long. I'm so such a talker, aren't I? But I really wanted to come up here and share that. It was really heavy on my heart. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Oh, before I go, please like the video if you felt like this was helpful, it was good information, so that it can start to circulate in the community of the curious ones, people that are looking for this information, or just somebody that they can say, I feel like that too. With, if you can give me a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel, that will really help. Again, I love y'all, and